It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny Smith is here. Shaquille O'Neal. Big guy right there.
Oh.
Tonight, it's the Memphis Grizzlies as they'll be playing against the Utah Jazz. Well, for Utah, after splitting their first 2 games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. An intriguing matchup tonight. 2 smart, experienced ball.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports. As we how it's ended up.
Thanks very much.
Teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, DA. Thanks. You're seeing some guys who were role players last year, Doris, now stepping up in their games individually and becoming more prominent.
Well, I think that has to...
For Utah, Tavo Cephalosha has checked in for Favors. Crowder comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Dimes in for Ricky Rubio. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Green, he's checked in for Gasol. Chandler Parsons comes in for Jackson. Justin Holiday's checked in for Anderson. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Garrett Temple. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. We've got Conley. Chandler Parsons out there with JaMychal Green. Then it's Brooks. And it's Holiday in at the 3 spot. Here's Dimes. A 24-point outing in their last game against Golden State. The pass to Crowder. Here's Dimes. Looking for Crowder. He gets it there. Nice ball movement by Utah. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Exum in for Mitchell. Back to Holiday. Pass to Conley. 6 on the shot clock. Pulls up. High post. It's rebounded by Udo.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Tipped away. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Holiday, how he performed last season. put up about 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, hard to win if you can't get points productivity, and that's what makes this guy valuable to that second unit.
The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. Utah the foul. Justin Holiday, the older brother of Drew Holiday, stints in the G League and abroad, but Greg, he has solidified himself as an NBA player.
Yeah, standing at 6'7" with that 7-foot wingspan. Every team in the league wants long, versatile wings with shooting. And this young man fits the bill.
Boy, he's definitely covered well there. And we know he can knock down the fadeaway shot. Just didn't fall there.
Such a wide open look. Conley's got 5 now.
And the spacing that Conley provides from long range really has become crucial to this offense.
Cephalosha kicks to Exum. Crowder, the pass to Dimes. The shot from the low post is good. He has 7.
I'll tell you, somebody on the defensive end has got to step in and try to get a body on him there.
Here's Holiday. It's rebounded by Udo. Jazz leading by 7. Outside Crowder. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Kevin, I don't think the defense can do much more than that. Jay Crowder just exerting his will as much as his skill.
Cephalosha against Brooks. Now here's Conley. T right on him. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Wasted no time on that one. 10 points for Dimes.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the shot goes down.
And never one to force the issue. Conley smoothly knocks that down.
Utah's got a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. A lot of their points coming by way of the 3 in the first quarter.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Here's the 3. Rebounded by Cephalosha. Here's Dimes. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Utah holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're pounding the ball in. Marc Gasol so appreciated by his fans, and certainly a lot of...
It's just fun. You see more fans on the stands that speak Spanish.
And great to see so many different cultures and countries embrace the game.
Yes, and with players like Gasol having so much success, I think it helps give those Latino and Spanish-speaking fans a connection to the NBA.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
Yeah, getting an early boost from the bench. That's been the difference here so far.
Boy, the bench has been sensational. They've come in, run the offense, and are capitalizing on all opportunities.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. We've got JaMychal Green, Chandler Parsons out there with Brooks. Then it's Conley, and it's Holiday in at the 2-guard spot. And here's Korver from the arc. Good on the triple. Korver's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
A lethal catch-and-shoot player who needs just a little sliver of space. Go ahead, Kyle Korver.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Marc Gasol is the more fiery of the Gasol brothers. Pau Gasol says, I sugarcoat things a little more than Marc. He's more emotional, more direct. And Marc said, when a mistake happens on defense, I know you're not concentrating. I don't allow that. He knows controlling his frustration is important. He says, I'm working on it. Guys?
Part of leadership, DA. Thank you. So, Utah. 1:33 left in the first half. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Holiday's got 6.
A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
And the shot's good from Dimes. 1:14 left here in the second. Many had wondered if the Jazz would rebuild after they lost Hayward. Turns out they just, Doris, reloaded.
Now give the Jazz organization from the top down a ton of credit, because after losing Gordon Hayward, they didn't mope or feel sorry for themselves. They got a bona fide star in Donovan Mitchell in the draft, and this is a team that's got talent in the post-Hayward era, and they are going to be a factor.
And so it's Parsons with it. He'll bring it up for Memphis. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
We know whichever team makes the best adjustments on the fly will have the best chance of emerging victorious in this first meeting.
Here's Dimes. Brooks covering. Crowder against Parsons, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Guys, nothing has really come easy for him today.
Yeah, definitely not their best basketball.
Right side Holiday. And Memphis turns it over again. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, it was a rough night for him. A lack of focus, I felt like, led to way too many mistakes.
I think you're absolutely right. Too careless with the basketball. I don't think you can expect to win when you're giving away that many opportunities.
And so it's Utah, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though. For the Jazz with some changes. Korver comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Dimes in for Ricky Rubio. Then for the Grizzlies, Green, he's checked in for Kyle Anderson, and Brooks subbed in for Garrett Temple. Brooks against Korver. To the middle, and stolen by Favors. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Dimes is out there with Donovan Mitchell, and it's Korver in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Dimes, the pass to Korver. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Conley. And the foul called on Dimes. That is his first foul of the game. Jay Crowder's checked in for Derek Favors. And Memphis also making a switch. Justin Holiday's checked in for Chandler Parsons. No one near Conley as he lets it go. No good on the 3.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Crowder, the pass to Dimes. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Well, I think you have to appreciate how Jay Crowder sees the floor. This guy is an unselfish player who wants to get his teammates involved.
Conley finds Gasol. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
A different look for Utah. Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Cephalosha comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Exum in for Donovan Mitchell.
And you know, by now, I don't think there's much question. Mark and his brother Powell are the best 1-2 brother punch in NBA history. How about over 30,000 points combined? And you got to love just how smart of a point guard Mike Conley is. You never get the sense he is forcing anything with the ball and keeps it moving around to his teammates. Very aware of his spacing and the spacing of others while running that offense.
Sinks it in the shot from Dimes. Dimes got 24.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
And Conley, who is so good with space and timing on offense, seems to always find a way to score inside.
I mean, he has that great floater to lean on for scoring. And the only thing you want from Conley is help. Has had a few too many injuries to ignore the last few seasons. This team is so visibly better when he is healthy and on the floor.
For three. That one doesn't go. And Utah the other way now.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And stolen by Cephalosha. Buries it down low. And for the Grizzlies, they're shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Green kicks to Conley. Knocks it loose. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Marc Gasol. Great showing for him last season. 12th in blocks. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And anytime you take it inside against him, you know it may be coming right back the other way. He was a nasty, nasty shot blocker last season. Jackson, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. Dimes, the pass to Udo. Tries it from 9. Count it. 26 points for Dimes.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
It's stolen by Udo. Pushing it up. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Anderson comes in for Jackson. And Max subbed in for Mike Conley. Good on the second free throw. 23 seconds left to play in the third. Brooks against Cephalosha. And stolen by Cephalosha. And now it's Cephalosha running. He can go all the way. And he gets it to go. Dimes got 11 in the second half.
Just relentless. Really impressed with how they've been able to maintain that focus.
I think it's obvious, Greg. They want this win. They're showing no let-up in their attack right now.
And so it's the Utah Jazz enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. And they've created a bunch of... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Memphis. Grab is out there with Noah. Then it's Shelvin Mack. Then there's Caspi, and it's Holiday in at the 2. Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting. Noah finds Mack. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Doris, last summer we saw the inaugural season of the NBA2K. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Dimes, over by Conley. Shots good from Dimes. Dimes got 30.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt. This crowd is into it, and it's because of how well their guys have played tonight.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Fires from the line, and Utah again with the bucket.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, congratulations on the win. You were the driving force out there on offense, so why were you so effective?
Well, you know, they didn't make it easy on me, DA, but I was determined to get us all the points that we needed, no matter how they were playing me. I didn't want to leave it to anyone else tonight, you know. I just wanted to be the one to get us there and to get our fans and get everybody this victory. So I'm glad it worked out.
Well, your fingerprints were all over this game tonight. Well deserved. Congratulations. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Thanks for coming in. If you need anything, let me know.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, man. I'm all set. Of course. See you soon.
Yeah, man, I'm on a mission, and I just took the fish eye on my tunnel vision. See no evil, hear no evil, man, I refuse to listen. There he goes, at the awards, the most nominated, and the dress code is understated. Tell mom I made it, tell my dad I'll be okay. None of these fools are like your baby boy in any way. Please. We don't need no security, stones in my jewelry. What can they do to me? I will live for eternity. If I survive, then I'm coming for it personally. You heard me. We don't need no security, stones in my jewelry. What can they do to me? I will live for eternity. If I survive, then I'm coming for you personally. Please.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, they'll be up for this game, facing the team that defeated them in the conference semis last season. This is one they've been waiting for. And a 30-point outburst from AI last game. Kenny, has he surprised you with his ability to score?
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
AI fans are crazy loud tonight. Not the same. Them insecurities got jealousy on the brain. Gets war with me. There's no green pain. Story mode. Waking up or insane. For the back blocks. Selfish energy. Cranberry flame. Sitting inside my house with a candle and a flame. What you do on you? On my name. I saw the bigger picture. I'm all in my frame. See the very weak. These guys are super lame. I see you push your weight. Oh, now you're doing games. But before the creatine, you were tucking in all your chains. See them at the fashion shows. Never see them on the train. I keep the voodoo with me. I suggest you do the same. We don't need no security. Stones in our generator. What can they do to me? I will live for eternity. If I survive, then I'm going from personally. The other life, we don't need no security. Stones in our
Hi, and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. He's checked in for Ricky Rubio. Smitty, in the early part of the schedule, teams with good continuity tend to have an edge. Some teams can't form any continuity at any time, early or late in the season.
We love those teams, and sometimes we evaluate too much by talent. And yes, talent can take you over the hump and get you a championship or get you into the playoffs. But when you have that team that's been together, when there's 80–90% of the guys returning, you know this team can get off to a good start, and then also they usually can sustain throughout the entire year.
So on the floor for Utah, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Donovan Mitchell is out there with Dimes, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3, the small forward. Dimes and the wing jumper offline. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Harden kicks it to Tucker. Houston working now with the new shot clock. Moves back up. Kicks it out to Paul. Lets it go with a 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Dimes, the pass to Favors. Here's Dimes, guarded by Harden. Back to Mitchell. Passes it to Dimes. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Strong move at the rim, overpowers the smaller defender.
Mitchell against Harden. Out to the right wing. From 11 feet away. Paul missing again. Jazz trail by 5. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And the thing about Mitchell, stands only about 6'3", but has a solid frame and long arms, and is very quick off his feet.
And talking about Mitchell, you have the physical profile, and then you have the intangibles.
The first one, he's a highly competitive guy. The strides he's made with his shooting speaks volumes about his work ethic. Great character and very well spoken.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David.
Well, Kevin, he stressed to his players that it's all about the extra pass tonight. He said we have a bunch of guys who can score. As long as we keep everyone involved, our best defense is a good offense. Well, let's see if they keep the rock moving tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Well, we often hear a coach talk about defense first, but today they're concentrating on their offense.
And I like the idea that he wants them to get some early momentum. Just never hurts a team to get off to a quick start.
And they've got the kind of offense where if they are able to land those early punches, they can get an opponent on the ropes and never let him off.
There's the triple. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Dimes, the pass to Favors. Shoots. No good from Dimes. Rockets leading by 7. And the foul called on Dimes. That's his first foul. And the Jazz with some changes. Jay Crowder comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Joe Ingles in for Thabo Cephalosha. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
The eyes of Chris Paul. He's always had tremendous vision.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Habit. Pass to Gobert with the shot. And Eric Gordon pulls it down. Houston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Eric Gordon on the wing. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Gordon's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Green comes in for James Harden. And it's Rivers in for Chris Paul. Here's Dimes. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Dimes got 6.
A natural point guard at 6'6". The playmaking of Exum will only get better with time.
They kick it out to Green. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Steve, the golden era of basketball for the Jazz were in the late 90s with Stockton and Malone. What was it like playing against those teams?
Well, they were unguardable in the pick and roll. Fantastic in the fast break situation. Karl Malone, one of the best runners at the 4 position. And then you had John Stockton. If you made a mistake, he would make you pay with the pass.
Shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Dimes is out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. Mitchell against Harden.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Here's Dimes. Bangs home the trifecta. 11 points in the game.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. The dish to Paul. Back to Harden. It's stolen by Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. No good from Dimes. Rockets leading by 11. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Lob pass to Capella. Here's Dimes. A 32-point game for him in the win against Memphis.
He was very active on defense, too, recording 3 steals for the game.
There's the pass to Gobert. He kicks it to Cephalosha. 6 to shoot. Here's Dimes, defended by Paul. And it's Mitchell missing. Houston's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Paul surveying the floor. He feeds it to Harden. And again, the turnover by the Rockets. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're playing really well, moving up now to the top spot in our rankings.
And Utah right now, they were obviously hoping to start out better. Still, too soon to panic. But lately, they've had very little luck and seem to be trending in the wrong direction.
Paul outside. The Rockets again can't hit. Jazz trail by 11. Mitchell left side. All alone. And he nails the jumper.
Mitchell's really been working on getting free off the ball and being accurate off the catch and shoot.
And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. Offensive rebound, Favors, and the layup's good off the glass.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Paul with the ball, now guarded by Dimes. Tucker misses the three.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Fires from deep. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
And you just get the sense
from Paul, a shot off that time, and Utah the other way now.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Favors using his imposing frame to rock the rim.
Here is Paul. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Down low. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul. 11 points for James Harden.
Once he's dialed in, helping to dictate the flow of this game.
Here's Dimes, defended by Paul. No good from Dimes. Paul outside from downtown. Cans it from downtown. And now a 9-point Houston lead.
And over the years, Chris has really honed in on making the three-point shot. Understands how important it is.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. An exceptional performance so far. A whole new 5 on the floor. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Udo's checked in for Gobert. Crowder comes in for Derek Favors. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Dimes in for Mitchell. Rivers out there with Gerald Green. Then there's Gordon. Then there's Kenneth Faried. Then it's Nene in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It's the 5 for Houston right now. Well, Steve, when it comes down to how this country is developing young players at the amateur level, do you feel winning is overemphasized in relation to individual skill development?
Yeah, I mean, great question, Kevin. I think in youth basketball right now, youth sports, I think so much now is individually rating individual players that are playing a team sports. I want to see more of rating the team. And I think also guys getting a chance to understand winning is important. A lot of these tournaments, you play 3 or 4 games a day, and it's not so much about winning. I think it has to come down to win or go home. I love that for youth basketball, and then I also love that just getting better. And I would love for some of these youth coaches to move these players around. There's a player right now that might be playing the center spot, but let him try to play the guard spot. I think you've got to find a way to do that and talk about winning as a team versus individual.
Smart stuff. Rubio right side. Pass to Udo. Here's Dimes. Count the basket. Dimes got 13. And here's Rivers. 5 points in the game. Faried outside. Rivers against Rubio. A nice shot by Rivers. Rivers has got 7 points for the quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Dimes. The shot missing. Great D that time from Green. And the foul called on Dimes. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Jazz. Shot by Gordon, wide open. A 3-pointer, no good.
Not a big threat from out there. You see why the defense backed off a little.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Korver finds Ingles. It's stolen by Green. There's 53 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Rivers against Rubio. Right at the free throw line. Rivers can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 9.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
End of quarter, great time to squeeze out an extra possession.
Udo gets the bucket.
I like that play by Joe Ingles. Doesn't have anything he wants, keeps the ball moving.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The open shot, Gordon. That one wide left.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
The shot's good from Dimes.
Crossing up the defense, and that's what you expect from Rubio. Terrific vision.
Now here's Gordon. D right on it. And Nene slams it in.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
And so it's the Houston Rockets heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
You see why they trust him with the ball in his hand.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan.